This way the people news, not attorney, not giving legal advice. Okay? Anything I say or do is just hearsay. Do your own research, educate yourself. Use that as Second Amendment. Arm yourself with knowledge. Okay? Never look just straightforward. Always look around you. That way you can use everything together to be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Okay? Don't mean you're going to win. After all, you're going against the mafia. And they got their little foot soldiers coming after you. All right, so this is Liberty Champion, and without my interruptions, go check them out. Okay, I've seen a couple of videos in passing over a period of time. Okay, and again, this just popped up like earlier today when I just had my coffee and watching YouTube and doing the wake up thing and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, yeah, I'll just kind of brush this aside because a lot of times we're talking about the courts. I am anyway, not y'all. And I thought this was an interesting deal because it brings up a couple of interesting points that you really need to verify. People, it's very important. Okay, so we're going to go through the steps here for a second, okay? So I'm pausing that right quick so you guys can kind of read it with the X amount of time and check this out, okay?
Yes. I'm looking for the oath and bond of Jennifer Johnson. She's with the Superior Court.
And is it traditional spelling on both names?
Yes.
And it's Johnson?
Yes, Johnson. S-O-N.
S-O-N?
Yes. Is there a separate one for maybe the family court?
I'm not seeing any oath.
Okay. All right.
So this is actually a very important issue, okay? They're supposed to have it on file wherever they are conducting business upon our inspection. And if we want a copy of it, we'll pay X amount of dollar and all that kind of stuff. All right. So we need 5 USC 3331. We also need 28 USC. What is it? 554, I believe. I may be a little off. Verify that. Okay. And then you got 4 USC 101, which is what I really strongly is telling you guys that is the most important oath of office. This is supposed to be for every government officials. And even if it's administrative office like your CPS and all that comes to your door, well, now they're an off branch with doing government work. So they're supposed to have the oath of office. And on top of this, very important again, okay, that was actually the very first oath of office in the United States when we became our own country. All right, it was the first section of the first Congress. Okay, so that oath I'm speaking of is the very oath. They didn't call it 4 USC 101 at the time, but it was under it was called First Act, First Congress, and all that. All right. Since I got new subscribers here, I may go ahead and do a repeat of that video of clarifying that. And by the way, get the original copy of that, and you throw it in your court paperwork. All right. And but it's supposed to be with the clerk. All right. To kind of keep it spread it out, but it's supposed to be with clerk. Anywhere that judge, even if it's a traveling judge, then he needs to keep it on him or her. Okay. If he's from Dallas, Texas, and he goes all the way to El Paso to do conduct judgment, then he must take his oath to where he goes, and if anybody calls for it, he's to bring it out and show me and expect the oath of office and make sure it is in a proper format. All right, got the right seals, got this, got this, got this. All right, and a lot of times they don't even do it correctly, people. Then, like in Texas, for me, they also would do oath of office in Texas. So there's a lot more than a couple of just one oath of office. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of remind some of you guys that, you know, they've been running amok, they've been hiding everything, and we're not questioning them at all. How many of you guys actually went out and went to your clerk, just pick out any judge, and ask them, where's the 5 USC 3331? Where's the 28 USC I believe it's the 554, but double check on that. And because it's been a while since I looked it up as well. This is off the top of my head. 4 USC 101. Okay? And then your state constitution oath of office. You want them to see that. Then you also want to ask them for their security bond. All right, you want a copy of that and see if it's on file. Even if you don't want a copy of it, you want to see if they have one on file. Okay, that's a surety bond, people. You want to make sure they are covered. Okay, then you want to make sure they have the Foreign Registration Act of 1938, Foreign Registration Act. Okay, now they may have a Foreign Registration Act of the state, but they have to fill out the 1938 Foreign Registration Act. Okay, again, nobody's doing this, and they don't have to do it because not enough of us is complaining about it. Okay, one of the attorneys that Trump had, they went after him because that attorney didn't have a foreign registration filled out and didn't have a security bond. Okay, and they went after him, and when they did that, they decided to go after him. Then other attorneys actually filled one out so they can go after him. And there's a certain way, and it's been such a long time for me, but you actually go, I think you call the Secretary of the United States, and you want to ask them for the copy of the judge's oath of office. Of course, you got to get their names, the full names, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that it's just not one oath of office you want to verify. You want to verify everything, correct seals, and all that kind of stuff.
Court to require genetic testing with respect to a child when the court has been presented with a history by a natural parent indicating that they were engaged in sexual relations, and actually the child has a right under Washington state law and under the laws of the Constitution of the state of Washington and the United States Constitution to know who their parent is and to have their parent rightfully determined in the court. So I understand that may not be what you want to hear, but indicated that you wanted to know what the court's authority was as your public servant, which I am, and so there's your authority. So,
And there we go, right? How does she have authority without the proper oath of office, people? And where's the verifiable proof that there is such oath of office upon inspection? There is a couple of court cases that once you ask, they must show. They must have it on hand.
by the state.
Well, the reason why I did that the way that I did is because I feel like this whole thing was probably brought on because of the TANF money needs to be paid back, and that's probably what initiated this whole thing. And I just wanted to avoid contracting with the state and becoming, I just don't want to risk becoming financially responsible for Zoe's contract with the state that she received money for. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. And we talked about this previous, or I have, right? Your attorney general contracts to the federal government to get funding. Texas is for something 4 point something billion over family court issues, and it goes all the way down to CPS involved in this, that, here, and there. And then your county contracts to the AG's office of the state of Texas. Why not just the one? I don't know. But your county contracts to the AG, and then the AG contracts to the federal government of the for the child support contract agreements. All right, people, this has been such a muck. Oh, by the way, side note for any ladies out there, there has been a Supreme Court case that woman wants more money. And the Supreme Court told the ladies, there's 5 ladies there that fought this together. The states are not obligated to give you any money at all. Now, wait a minute. I'm supposed to pay child support, but the state receives it. But the states don't have to give the mom the money or vice versa, right? They don't have to. They do, but they don't have to is what the Supreme Court says. So their raise and their claim was canceled. They lost the case. Just in case some of you guys want to check this out. Okay? Alright. This is all for right now. Just We the People news. And I'm just showing these things for everybody to quit. Just quit. Quit. Looking just straight forward. Always look around you. Okay? Because if you're just a follower, then people are going to take advantage of you. I don't care if it's cops. I don't care if it's judges. I don't care if it's attorneys. I don't care if it's your neighbors. All right? If you're just a follower, they are going to take advantage of you. This is the reason why our country is where we are today. It's because we the people have been sleeping, and we all been banking on who's in office. Everybody's going in a hissy fit between Karras and whatever her name is, and Trump. But really and truly, they're sleeping with each other behind closed doors. There's really no separation in them. It's all beneficial for themselves in that realm, and surround themselves with rich people and do their bidding, because we the people don't know how to petition. The rich people do, and the rich people get lawyers to do it. This is the reason why laws are getting passed, is because there's been petitions to have laws passed. And none of us is doing petitions to kind of act against the government or the major corporations. You know, so everybody keeps on, well, the rich, the rich, the rich. Well, nobody's doing any petitions to counteract their petitions. So no, that's on y'all. This is the reason why the rich is getting richer. It's because we're not doing nothing. These are We the People News. Bye, y'all.